and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen, and I am here with day 13 of 30 Days of Sketches, as well as Mix It Up Monday for October and 52 Weeks of 52 Favorite Photos YouTube Hop. And today's sketch is a two-pager by Sean Lair, and it has lots and lots of pictures, lots of space for embellishment and media and all the fun things. I am continuing to document my grandson's first birthday, and I have lots of pictures of that. This is the perfect sketch for all these pictures of a play-by-play of him digging into his cake. So you've already probably seen on the 11th, I did a layout of him with his cake. And then in the end of the month, spoiler alert, on the 29th, there is another page of his birthday. So this is kind of finishing off the cake aspect of the party. I am using the same collection, Chamel's Reasons to Smile. I am going to do some mixing it up here. So I have my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, and the sketch. So let's see how this goes. So here's how I'm changing things up. You can see the sketch right now in the top left corner. The page that she's got on the right is going to be on the left. And the only major difference is I'm going to take that circular picture in the bottom right corner and I'm going to move that over to the layout that she has on the left, but it's going to be my right. So that's really the biggest change I am making. I have a bunch of pictures cut into 3x3 like she suggested. I have cut my papers at 3¼ by 3¼ and then the circles are 4-inch circles, and then I cut a 4¼ inch circle to go around that as the mat. So I am in love with this layout. When it was getting started, I was like, okay, there's a lot of pictures. I normally don't put this many pictures on a layout. Even back when I used to do lots and lots of pictures on a layout, I didn't put this many pictures on there. So it's a lot, but I love the way that it turned out. So that's always good. I do stitch on my layout, which, I don't do very often. If you watch day 11, I stitched on that layout. It was also for his birthday cake. And spoiler alert, on the 29th, I stitch on that layout, which is also for his birthday cake. So I use that same blue yarn or thread on all 4 of the layouts, this 2-pager and then those 2 days. So I, like I said, change things up a little bit, but it's mostly just flip-flopping what's on the left and what's on the right and pulling that one round circular whatever picture to the other layout for a couple reasons. One, I don't need that much journaling space. I am not journaling on here on camera. I'm waiting. I did journal on the other 2, but I need to pull them out and look and see what I've written on there because I don't want to repeat myself. And so I will journal. It's just going to be later. So probably when you all see the sketch or the layout share at the end of the month, you'll probably see the journaling on there. It's mostly just going to go through the details of how much of an adventure this cake fun was. So here is the left layout and the right layout. I am poking holes around the circular picture on the right layout. Now, I thought about doing it on the left layout as well, but I've got that line of blue stitching, and that's why I wanted to put something on the right layout so that they would, be connected. So I stitch around that picture. I love the way that it looks. So then I start pulling out embellishments. My grandson came to help me. So at some point, right now you can tell, I am doing everything with just my right hand. Kind of placing things down, getting an idea for where I want to put things. Not any stickers because I'm not ready to put those down yet because I need to glue behind them. And doing that with one hand is not necessarily easy. I did pull a little bit of the wood grain puffies, and it just says My Cake, which is what I'm going to title this layout. And so officially I do have the title in the general location that she has on the sketch, but hers is kind of large and right in the middle of the journaling. Mine is just a little lower and smaller. I'm going to put it around the circular picture that I stitched on. So anyway, I am working on adding things in here. In a moment, you're going to see AJ attempt to assist me It doesn't work really well, so I give him back to his mother. He had come crawling down the hall, knocking on my door. And so when his mom came and opened the door to see what was going on in here, I he, crawled right on over. And so I picked him up, and sometimes he will be helpful, but that right there is not very helpful. So I sent him back to go with his mom so I could have both hands and finish my layout. So I'm tucking cake embellishments all around. There's a couple that are stickers. One of them was part of a cut apart, and I just fussy cut around the cake. I want to leave the flowers that are on this pinky purple ledger paper. I want those to be exposed, so I leave that corner in the bottom of the left layout open instead of having the pictures go straight down like they are on the sketch. And then I also, of course, leave the one over there on the right layout. I am going to come in. Here's the funny story, y'all. I forgot when I got started creating this layout, probably because I have a really bad headache all day today, and I was interrupted while creating this layout by someone who called me on FaceTime without any warning. Now, I will not name names, but they know who they are. Anyway, really, honestly, it's not their fault because I'd already started the daggone layout when they called me, and so I did not have any mixed media out or anything. So it's not anybody's fault but my own. So I had forgotten this was for Mix It Up Monday, even though there's a daggone note at the bottom of my sketch. Like, I've made a note at the bottom for myself so that I don't forget these things, but I forget anyway. So anyway, I was completely done with the layout, getting ready to do a voiceover. I'm putting the thumbnails in for 30 Days of Sketches, and I'm like, oh, this is also for 52 Weeks, 52 Favorite Photos. Like, I specifically picked these pictures because of that. And then I was like, oh, and for Mix It Up Monday. Oh. So I happily messaged my lovely friend who FaceTimed me and said, so if I stitched on here and mixed up the way the sketch looks, does that count? And she said, no, Mix It Up Monday is mixed media. I'm like, yes, I know. So I get out a stencil and I stencil on the space that's over on the far right where the journaling's going to go, because I can journal over top of that. That's fine. And then I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to add mixed media elsewhere, not just on this right layout, because there's nowhere on the left layout except that itty bitty little corner in the top left. So I do get some stenciling on there. And then I'm going to stencil on a piece of paper here in just a minute. So, but right now I'm just building up some clusters, putting some enamel dots on some of the little flowers to give a little dimension. I put lots and lots of fun things on here. So here's where I'm like, oh, here, I'm going to add some mixed media like this was planned, y'all. So this is a Vicki Boutin stencil. I'm using Chip Sapphire by Tim Holtz. And so this is just me inking on the, straight on the page. And I didn't want it to be like the whole space, but I wanted it to kind of trickle down. And I have no issues with like little bits of like other leaves getting on there. I'm fine with that. I like that look because it's not perfect. I don't do perfect. And then I turn this corner, and the only space on this paper, I go ahead and do a little bit of the stencil there. And then I take this full sheet from a 6x8 and I put it there. I'm moving that over because I'm about to be given a very cute assistant, although I don't think you see him at all. He's sitting in my lap. So I'm doing all of this one-handed, which is lots of fun. So I showed it to him, and he didn't seem as impressed as I thought he would be that this blank piece of paper turned into pretty flowers, but whatever. So anyway, I take my Creative Memory circle punches, and I punch all 4 of the different sizes that I have. And then I take some, not fun foam, it's the kind that has no sticky on the front or the back. So it's a much thinner dimension, but I put that behind the circles, and then I put them in different places where there is space. Like there's lots of space behind his head, like that's just like the trees in the back of my mom's house, or, you know, in the bottom corner that's like tablecloths, things like that. But I do pop all of them up on the fun foam, and I use some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And then I also take my Ranger enamel accents, and I'm going to make a couple of clusters of those and get those in a few places. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I mess up. I don't know if you'll see it at the very end when I share the up close pictures of the layout, but there is a little 3 dots on that branding strip of the hearts on that right layout, and they get smeared. And so I had to fix that by pulling another one of the exact same branding strips and cutting a strip to cover the boo-boo. I can see it because I know it's there, but I'm not sure that anybody could see it. You'll have to tell me at the end of the month, because you're not going to see it now because I make the mistake here. See, now I'm going to show you the close-up of the sketch, but you can tell in the background that I have not done the mixed media on this layout. I'm not kidding, y'all. This was definitely the most interesting thing that I messed up thing I've done. But here it is. Here are the close-ups. There's that enamel accents up there in that corner. I love that stuff, y'all. If you don't have it, if you can get it, I love it. It's like Nuvo on crack, but you only get it on black and white, I think. But I love it. It dries so quickly. Obviously not quickly enough. But here is my left layout, and then here is my right layout. I love this, and like I said, I will go in and journal later. I did stamp it, so I've got the date on there, and those 3 little dots right there by my thumb are what's about to get messed up. It's fine. I fix it. So, but anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please go check out everybody who's hopping along with 30 Days of Sketches, Mix It Up Monday, and 52 Weeks, 52 Favorite Photos. I hope you all have a great day. I'd love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I hope I see you again really soon. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.